Okay, so this week I'm going to be starting working on Modern in anticipation of both the Pro Tour and also I kind of want to try and do a little bit of practice for not just Grand Prix Omaha but the upcoming Worlds, just so I can get a hang of the how am I supposed to test for a four format event next year? Like how am I supposed to allocate my time? Um, with standard and modern events coming up and limited, I'm just gonna kind of see how much I can actually spread my time to figure out what's going on in each of them. And I'm just going to kind of ignore Vintage Masters and replace it with playing Legacy for the GP as a testing commitment. So, this deck I have here is kind of the base point of the format right now. It's the best performing deck on Magic Online. It is Blue Red Delver, the same deck that is best performing deck in Legacy. Unshockingly, it is basically all the exact same cards. If you look at the main deck, we've got some counters, some creature kill, some cheap dudes that kill them, a lot of ways to draw cards, some lands. Not too difficult to break down there. Going through each of the spells specifically, Spell Snare is really crucial in this format because it's a 1 mana way to actually answer more expensive threats and thus gain tempo. It also answers one of the very specific threats that this deck tends to have issues answering, which is Tarmogoyf. Even though Pyromancer can go around it, and Delver can go above it, and Treasure Cruise can actually just go straight through it because you're making it much smaller. Card is still kind of obnoxious. So answers to it aren't bad. Only a couple mana leaks because they do get dead going late, and by going late I mean going to post-cruise games. This card is just kind of interesting in that it gives both people a lot of cards to work with, a lot sooner than they would normally have them. So cards like Mana Leak dead up faster. Where something like Remand, when it remands a Treasure Cruise, is real nice. So there's more of that than there are mana leaks. Just to state, this is a list that Sandy Dog, MTG, Brandon Burton, Magic Online Championship Series competitor, and general Grand Prix grinder played in a daily event. And I figured, as someone I knew, I should copy a list that appeared to do well with him. The removal split's a little interesting, but I like it because I just want to try things right now. Obviously, you're playing 4 Bolt, but between the other interactive spells, there's definitely some arguments between all of them. Gutshot being free, especially with Pyromancer and Swift Spear, is really big. Fork Bolt taking out 2 things, especially in the mirror. We can take out Pyromancer and a token, or Delver and another Delver, or something like that. Or just dealing 2 to a flip Delver is really big. But Vapor Snag answers a lot of other things like Deceiver Exarch. So there's definitely some built-in flexibility there. And the Electrolyze is, again, value. We'll see how it happens. If you look at the guys, these 12 are pretty much agreed upon in all lists across actually all formats right now. Delver obviously is very, very good. Monastery Swiftbear has kind of proven itself to be straight up awesome. Kind of like a Goblin Guide that you don't have to give them cards with, if not more. And Pyromancer is definitely in the same tier discussion as the Snapcasters and Snapcasters and Tarmogoyfs of the world as a 2-drop threat that takes over a game. There's less Snapcasters than previous lists because we have Treasure Cruise and it's a fight you want to fight. But I do want to start with trying the Snapcasters out because I think that there's room to play a few and that the card is still very powerful, especially because I believe you can actually delve Flashback and you can Snapcaster a Cruise super late. I don't think that it's necessary to completely cut yourself off of that card in order to support Cruise. The cantrips are just the best ones available. Probe is obviously great. Serum Visions is the best thing that's still legal, and it works with Delver better than anything else. And Cruise is Cruise and may not still be legal anytime in the near future. 9 fetch lands to support Cruise, 9 regular lands, a bunch of basics. We don't really want to take a ton of damage off our lands. I think there might even be one too many Steam Vents here. And a Sulfur Falls as a non-damage dual land. As you'll notice, like I said, too many Steam Vents, not the best in this deck. Looking at the sideboard, we get 3 general categories. More counters, creature removal, random hate. More counters interact with generically all the combo decks pretty well. Creature hate is a lot for the mirror. You'll notice there's 2 Electrickery, which is one of the cards that straight up answers Young Pyromancer. And then looking at the hate, you have Dragon's Claw because this is Magic Online, and Burn is A, one of the best decks right now, and B, everyone just plays Burn because it's the cheapest deck in the format. And it's all about return on investment over events in this frame, I guess. I don't really know what the best word to describe that. Basically, if you pay less for your deck and then you win a bunch more on Magic Online, it's not about like spiking that one big event and doing the best you can. It's about having consistent results over a long period of time to generate the most profit instead of real life Magic, which is slightly different in its incentive structure. After that rant, Shattering Spree is the best card against Affinity because it's cheap and modular, and I don't really think you want to rely on getting to 4 lands for Shattering or Shatterstorm, and you don't want a green source for Ancient Grudge alone. And Blood Moon is Blood Moon, and sometimes you get them, and you probably should not board this card in as much as you want. So I'm interested to see how it goes, and from here I'll kind of create opinions about the rest of the format, start moving from here through basically everything that exists.